A solid malpractice insurance agent is an integral part of the business of medicine. These industry experts can help you understand your coverage options and manage your policy, if you find the right one. So, what should you look out for? Today, we're going to give you 5 signs that you might be working with the wrong malpractice agent, and how to pivot if you need to make a change. Stay tuned. Welcome to Malpractice Insights, the show dedicated to helping healthcare professionals understand medical malpractice insurance and providing you with the solutions you need so that you can get back to the work of practicing good medicine. My name is Jennifer Wiggins, CEO of Aegis Malpractice Solutions, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. All right, let's jump in. So I want to start off today by saying that there are some really great malpractice insurance agents out there. We often refer business back and forth with other agents, and I know a lot of these folks personally, and I would not hesitate in recommending them. But unfortunately, there are also a lot of agents that really don't know what they're doing. And to be frank, they don't have any business selling malpractice insurance. So let's talk about the 5 warning signs that you should look out for. These may be indications that your agent isn't a great fit. Number 1, you haven't been presented with other malpractice quotes in several years. Malpractice insurance agents make a commission from the carrier that they place the business with, and they earn that commission every year that you renew your policy. When an agent doesn't regularly shop around for you, or at least keep an eye on the market and let you know what they're seeing, you run the risk of overpaying or outgrowing your current policy, meaning it doesn't meet your needs anymore. We see this often in the market, and a lot of times it's simply due to the agent's laziness. Once they write your business, you get put on autopilot, and there's really no effort to change your coverage or go through the process of shopping around to make sure that you still have the right policy at the right price. Now, I am not advocating for shopping around every year. In fact, I advise against that. And I also don't think it's a good idea for doctors to jump around from carrier to carrier. But it is important that you go through a regular due diligence process every 3 to 5 years to make sure that the policy that you have is still the right one for you. Okay, moving on to the second warning sign, and that is your agent doesn't specialize in medical malpractice. There are a lot of big insurance agencies that tout their ability to handle all of your insurance needs, from life and health to disability to business owners' policies and more. Malpractice insurance is a lucrative market because premiums for MedMal are much higher than premiums for other kinds of insurance. So it behooves an insurance agency to offer malpractice insurance services because it's a moneymaker. But the problem is, malpractice insurance is a very complex line of business. Every state is different, and I don't just mean that they're unique. I mean they have different limit structures, different reporting rules. Some have mandatory patient compensation funds, some have optional funds. Some states have different requirements for who is allowed to do business in their state, and it's a highly regulated market. Add on top of that all of the complexities of healthcare, the various types of policies, and the dozens of carriers that a doctor can choose from. It is incredibly difficult for a jack-of-all-trades insurance agency to be proficient in all lines of business, especially malpractice insurance. The other thing that we often see is that agencies are not exclusively focused on healthcare. If your agent also handles insurance for the local steel mill, the grocery store down the street, and the school district, then you need to question how much they really know about the business of medicine. It's incredibly important that your malpractice insurance agent understands healthcare and is an expert in MedMal. All right, number 3 on our list of things to look out for is your agent only has access to a few carriers. It's one thing for your agent to shop around for you, but if they're only appointed with 1 or 2 companies, that doesn't really help you. Malpractice insurance companies are very selective when they appoint agents to represent them in the market. You must go through a vetting process showing your competency, your license, your knowledge and expertise in the market, how much business you're going to write with them, and it's also based on how many other agents the carrier already has working for them. Malpractice insurance carriers only want the best people representing them. For that reason, not every agent has access to every carrier. So, what does that mean to you? If your agent only has 1 or 2 carriers, how do you know that those are the best 2 options? How can you possibly do a comprehensive market review if you are only sampling a few companies? And are these the best 2 companies or the worst 2 companies? If your malpractice insurance agent has a limited market, that means your options will be limited as well, which isn't ideal. Will you be able to find malpractice coverage? Sure. But will it be quality insurance at an affordable rate? Who knows? For this reason, an agent with a limited market is something that you should try to avoid. Okay, we're up to number 4 on our list of warning signs, and that is that your agent isn't responsive. I can't tell you how many times I have talked to a doctor or a practice administrator, and they either don't know who their agent is, they've never met them, even virtually, or they've never even heard their voice. They've only ever received canned emails and traditional items that come through the snail mail. They truly do feel like they're just on autopilot. Oftentimes, this happens when a new practice administrator takes over for a group, and the coverage just continues to renew through the same agency year over year. Or it happens the opposite way, where an agent retires and the account gets reassigned to someone else in the agency. Either way, if you don't have an agent that is giving you personal attention, you have to question how well they really understand your risk. Let's be honest, nobody really wants to hear from their insurance agent more often than they need to. So there is definitely a delicate balance here, but it is incredibly important that your agent is handling your questions promptly. They should be knowledgeable and able to get you what you need fast, while also working with you proactively to ensure that your current coverage is still the right fit. All right, we are wrapping it up here with number 5. Your agent isn't helping you with education and risk prevention. A malpractice insurance agent's job is much more than simply getting you set up with a policy. Good agents will also get you plugged in with risk management education, training for your staff, and they can help you onboard new providers by teaching them about the basics of medical malpractice. If your agent isn't offering you solutions and ensuring that you're taking advantage of all of the services offered by your malpractice carrier, they are doing you a huge disservice. Not to mention the fact that you might be missing out on some additional premium savings, since most carriers offer you a credit for taking risk courses and reducing the likelihood of a claim. Okay, so now you know the 5 signs that your agent may not be cutting it. But what do you do if you recognize any of these traits in your existing agent and you want to make a change? Well, if you're happy with your insurance carrier, just not your agent, then you can request a broker of record change with the carrier directly. With a broker of record or a BOR change, your policy stays the same, you just change who you're working with. Most carriers will approve BOR changes without question, especially if it's due to a concern with service, lack of knowledge, etc. If you're not happy with your current insurance carrier, or if you don't know if your current insurance carrier is still the right one for you, then you can simply find a new agent to help you shop around and then make a change if necessary. If you have any questions on this topic or you want to make sure that you're covered appropriately, click the link in the description box below where you can connect with us via phone, email, or chat today. And if you're listening, please visit us online at aegismalpractice.com. That's AEGIS malpractice.com. By the way, we have our new link that's now live on our website where you can submit your questions to our mailbag for me to answer on air. We'll drop a link in the show notes so that you can submit your inquiries. Who knows? Your question might be featured on our next show. If you haven't already, don't forget to give us a like and please leave a review. Your feedback and support really does help us to reach more people, and we're grateful for your clicks and your kind words. This is Jennifer Wiggins. Thanks for joining us.